Hey there everyone. I decided to do something a little bit different with my GPS visualizer tracks from my most recent flight. This was a introductory flight for a Cirrus SR20 in Los Angeles out of Van Nuys Airport. I flew with Jason Price of Mach1 Aviation. He's a really great guy. They have three Cirruses and they do flight instruction and rentals for those airplanes around the area. Anyway, this is kind of the quick overview. Van Nuys is here where this red and greenish area is, and we kind of took off, stayed out about 2,500 feet, cruised around, checked out some sights, and then returned back. So we'll get into some details of it. Try not to take too much time to do it, but we started at the signature FBO, which is here where these trails interact. My sister did her introductory flight first. I got it for her birthday about a year ago, and she finally did it. Had a great time, and then Jason, myself, and then a friend of mine from San Diego joined us, and he sat in the back and took pictures, so you'll see some of those later. We went ahead and taxied south and then got on clear for departure, runway 34 left, which is the big one here. It's kind of neat because I got to see some Citation 10s, which are always nice to see, Get to see some of my company's product out in the field flying around. Anyway, we taxied for departure, took off, kind of stayed in the traffic pattern, climbed to 700 feet above ground level, did the turn to crosswind and then base, and then when we made our turn to base, we had to stay below 2,500 until we cleared out of their airspace. We ended up pretty much staying at that time, about that altitude the whole time. What was kind of interesting is I was flying along and I wasn't sure, didn't really get the full flight picture from the Cirrus yet, and looking at these mountains out in front of me, I was getting a little nervous and thinking, hey Jason, how far above we're going to be? And he said, it's not. There will be plenty of time or of altitude above them, at least 500 feet, 1,000 most likely. And so I didn't have to worry about it. And once we got closer, I could tell we were going to clear them no problem. But it's kind of some neat sights to see. We flew along. We decided first to go check out the Getty Museum, and then Dodger Stadium, the Rose Bowl, downtown Los Angeles. So we head out this way. The Getty Museum is actually right off the 405. Here, so we didn't get too close to it, but it's kind of neat. They have some neat art, and it's the guy there is very wealthy and has a nice trust to put together multiple art museums for the area. Then we headed down and we went off to the east. Oh, sorry about that. Went off to the east, flew over this kind of mountainous area to stay away from some of the population. We had to stay a little bit further south here than we probably wanted to because the Burbank Airport is off to our left, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We came over here. We saw the Hollywood sign, which is always fun to see. It is right here. So we kind of get to see the Hollywood sign right in the middle of the screen. I'll show you some pictures of that. Thanks to Google Earth for having great images and 3D images nonetheless. And then we flew along, headed over this way, saw downtown Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium, intersection, the 5 and the 10 there. We kind of did some turns. We were checking out some stuff right and left when we were going. We got to about right here where we make another turn to the east. We were actually planning on turning west and going back, but we saw a helicopter from television station Univision, and we're listening to the Burbank transmissions and decided that we needed to kind of just stay out of the way until we had a better sight on them. So came out this way and then made our turnaround, which was good. It was good to do that, obviously wanting to see and avoid people. It also let us see the Rose Bowl, which is neat. That's right over here. There's apparently a nice golf course right there behind it, but saw that. We saw some helicopters doing some work and checking out this canyons. The guy I was flying with, Jason, was pretty confident it was I think Glenwood police, maybe Glendale, I can't remember exactly, but apparently they like to just go hang out. When we got to here, which is almost to the sorry, I'll back up a little, almost to just past the 5. We were flying right over 134, and here you'll see Burbank Airport. Southwest flies into Burbank a lot. There's a couple other major carriers that fly in there, and when we were entering the airspace, I heard Burbank Tower clear a 737 for departure on this southerly runway. Talked to Jason, was like, hey, what's the deal with that? Is that good, bad? He said it wasn't a big deal. They'd probably fly right over the top of us. They did actually, as soon as they took off and got probably 500 to 1,000 feet above, they went to the west. I think they have to fly out over the water until they get to a certain altitude, and then can fly back over the airspace of in the Los Angeles area. when we were coming in, we were cleared to land on 34 left, the same runway we took off on. And then they told us that we were number 2 behind a Cessna dual engine. We saw that airplane, and it was very small and very close to us, despite being a dual engine. It was not a Citation or anything. It was just one of those, dual engine GA type aircraft. So we came in. That's why you see this little jog right here. We were initially going to land on 34 left. They told us to see that to avoid that traffic, and we were going to do some S turns. And then they said, well, you can just land on 34 right if you want. So we set up to land on 34 right, put our flaps in. 80 indicated, knots indicated is our target airspeed for the approach on the Cirrus. Came in and, if I may say so, had a pretty nice landing. Made it off the taxiway, taxied back to Signature for the parking of the airplane. It was really fun. I want to thank Jason for letting me do that, and I hope that my sister and Nate had a great time, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this